The story of a Hindu monk and the restless disciple. In the serene village of Chakla, where a wise Hindu monk often meditated under the shade of ancient trees, a young disciple named Rajesh arrived. Rajesh was a man of great intelligence and energy but was plagued by a deep sense of unrest. Despite meditating daily and chanting the names of God, his mind remained chaotic, jumping from one thought to another. He felt trapped, unable to find peace. One morning, Rajesh approached the monk, who sat cross-legged under a banyan tree, his calm presence radiating peace. With folded hands, Rajesh said, "Guruji, I have tried everything: meditation, prayer, fasting, but my heart and mind are never still. I feel like a river that cannot find its course. Why can't I find peace?" The monk opened his eyes slowly and smiled. "Rajesh, tell me, how do you meditate?" "I close my eyes, Guruji, and try to silence my thoughts, but they keep returning. No matter how hard I try, they won't stop," Rajesh said with frustration. The monk chuckled gently. "Try to force peace is like trying to calm the ocean with your hands. Come, let us go for a walk." As they walked, the monk stopped by a well and drew a bucket of water. The water in the bucket was murky, filled with silt and debris. "Look at this water," the monk said. "It is restless, much like your mind." He placed the bucket on the ground and sat beside it. "Now, we wait." Rajesh watched curiously as the silt slowly began to settle. After a while, the water became clear, and the surface reflected the sky above. The monk pointed to the bucket and said, "Do you see how the water calms itself when left undisturbed? Your mind is the same. Instead of fighting your thoughts, allow them to settle on their own. Just observe." After the bucket lesson, the monk led Rajesh deeper into the forest. Along the way, they encountered a stream flowing gently through the rocks. The monk said, "Rajesh, do you see how the stream flows effortlessly, finding its way through obstacles? It doesn't force its path, it adapts and flows naturally. This is how you must approach your mind: let it flow without resistance." Rajesh, puzzled, asked, "But Guruji, how can I let my mind flow without being swept away by it?" The monk smiled. "Anchor yourself in the present moment. Focus on your breath, your steps, or even the sound of the stream. When your mind wanders, gently guide it back, not with force, but with patience." As the day ended, they returned to the banyan tree. The monk handed Rajesh a small lamp and said, "Light this when you meditate. Focus on the flame, not to control it, but to simply observe it. Let its flicker remind you that peace is not about stillness but acceptance. The flame moves, yet it lights the darkness." Rajesh followed the monk's advice, meditating with the lamp each night. Over time, he stopped fighting his thoughts and began to observe them like a distant spectator. Slowly, his mind settled, and his sense of unrest transformed into an inner calm. The moral of the story. This story of the Hindu monk and Rajesh teaches us that peace cannot be forced, it must be allowed to emerge naturally. Just as murky water clears when left undisturbed, and a stream finds its path without resistance, the mind achieves stillness through patience, observation, and surrender. True peace is not the absence of thoughts but the acceptance of their transient nature.